children, welcome back to online session. In today's science online session, we shall continue with chapter number 14, measurement and effects of heat. Contents: specific heat, calorimeter, effects of heat, expansion of solids, liquids and gases. Let us begin with our first session, specific heat. Specific heat. The specific heat of an object is the amount of heat required to increase the temperature of unit mass of that substance through 1 degree. This is represented by the symbol C. Its unit is in SI is joule per kg degree Celsius and in CGS is calorie per gram degree Celsius. That's about specific heat. This is the table. So, this is the heat required to increase the temperature of unit mass. For aluminum it is 0.21, alcohol 0.58, gold 0.03, hydrogen 3.42, iron 0.11, copper 0.09, mercury 0.03, water 1. They are always asking about water. What is the specific heat of water? Calorimeter. Calorimeter, we have seen that a thermometer is used to measure the temperature of an object. In the previous lesson we learned. A calorimeter is used to measure the heat content of an object. Using this equipment, we can measure heat produced or absorbed in a physical or chemical process. This is the diagram of calorimeter. You can see two vessels, outer and inner vessels. Inside, thermometer is also inserted, a stirrer is there and heat resistant lid, and there is an air cavity between the inner and outer vessel. So, that will prevent the transmission of heat from the calorimeter inside inner vessel to the outer atmosphere. This is the working of calorimeter. Effects of heat. In the previous standards, we have studied two effects of heat on matter. One, expansion and contraction, and second, change of state. In this lesson, we are going to learn more about expansion. Expansion. When heat is given to any substance, its temperature increases and it expands. Its expansion depends on the increase in its temperature. Solids, liquids and gases all expand on receiving heat. Any whether it is in the solid state, that also expand, and liquids, water, that also expand. Even the gases, as we heat gases, that also movement may happen or it expands. Then expansion of solid. Linear expansion. The linear expansion of a solid is the increase in length of a wire or a rod of a solid due to increase in its temperature. Rails have gap. Yes, this is very important. You must have seen that in between the rails there is a small gap. If you are not observed, you can observe whenever you are inside the railway station or whenever trains are not there on the track, you can just observe it. Have you seen rails? They are not continuous. A small gap is kept between them at regular intervals. This is shown in the figure. See, two finger that much of gap is kept between the two rails. This is kept to accommodate the change in the length of the rails with the change in temperature. We learned that as the temperature increases, the substance starts expand. So, during summer season, the temperature will be more. That time the iron rails will expand, and if this gap is not kept, then the rails will get distorted due to expansion in summer, which may lead to accidents. Expansion of liquids. A liquid does not have a definite shape, but it has a definite volume. So, we can define a volumetric expansion coefficient for a liquid as follows. V2 is equal to V1 into 1 plus beta dt. dt means delta T. Here dt is the change in the temperature and V1 and V2 are the initial and final volumes of the liquid. B is the volumetric beta, it is beta. Here B, but in the textbook it is beta. You have to pronounce as beta. Beta is the volumetric expansion coefficient of the liquid. Expansion of gases. A gas does not even have a fixed volume. liquids, it has volume. Whichever container we take, that volume the liquid will acquire. But in case of gas, there is no even fixed volume also not there. Gas expands on heating, but if the gas is kept in a closed box, its volume cannot increase, but its pressure increases. That is happening actually inside the pressure cooker. The expansion of a gas is measured by keeping its pressure constant. This volumetric expansion coefficient is called the constant pressure expansion coefficient and is given by the following formula. V2 is equal to V1 into 1 plus beta delta T. This is that picture, effect of heat on a gas. Both the burner and one is fixed piston. It is closed, and another one is a mobile piston, and both the these cans we have given the heat. Mobile piston, motion of the air molecules. In the fixed piston vessel, how the air molecules are moving, and in the mobile piston, air molecules are moving so fast. That's about this expansion of gases. Now we come to the end part, assignment. Answer the following questions. Explain the construction of a calorimeter. Draw the necessary figure. This construction and figure you have to write. You can refer the textbook also. Diagram in the video also given, in the textbook also it is given. Why rails have gaps at specific distance? To avoid accidents, because during summer the rails will expand, that may lead to the distorted rails and which may lead to railway accidents. It is given in the video, you can copy from there. So that's about this chapter. We have completed this chapter. So you have to write answer all the questions.